10 years ago this week, a Danish newspaper set off a firestorm when it published controversial cartoons of the Prophet Mohammed, sparking violent protests which claimed the lives of hundreds of people. 1 decade later, those involved in the heart of the crisis now need lifelong protection. Special correspondent Malcolm Brabant has been traveling to see some of them, and tonight he explores the changing landscape of speech in Europe as it adjusts to an ever-changing population. And an editor's note: we will not air the cartoons. It is our policy not to show images of the Prophet Mohammed because doing so is offensive to some viewers.
Demonstrations and riots broke out across the Muslim world in 2006 as word of the cartoons spread. Turkey was at the forefront of protests in which more than 200 people were killed worldwide. In Afghanistan and elsewhere, over the course of the past decade, there have been dire warnings about the consequences of insulting the most important figure in the Muslim religion. In Denmark, some members of the Muslim minority have occasionally taken to the streets. This demonstration was by the radical Hizb ut-Tahrir Islamist group.
And we will never compromise with this issue. And yes, they can then call us uncivilized because we have this stand, because we can't accept their so-called freedom of speech. They call us uncivilized.
At Copenhagen's most influential mosque, Imran Shah, spokesman for the Islamic Society, reiterates the red line that will not be crossed.
The very notion of connecting bombs with the religion of Islam, with the very acknowledgement of Islam, where you propose that there is no God but God, and the last messenger of a God sent to this earth was the Prophet Mohammed, connect that with a bomb, that's a very immature and uncivilized way of starting the debate and discussion.
Do you consider that Muslims have won? Because there are some people who would say that newspapers and all forms of media are now self-censoring because they're too afraid to publish images like those Mohammed cartoons.
There's no winners or losers in this. The simple thing is to respect each other and not to force people to accept to be dishonored, ridiculed,
in the
and so
run-up
on
to
and
the
so
anniversary,
forth.
the overriding image of Islam in Denmark has been one of generosity, as young Muslims led efforts to help migrants seeking sanctuary in Scandinavia. At Copenhagen's central station, they've been providing nourishment and fresh clothing to new arrivals.
Everybody that comes to these countries, they have a duty to abide by the law and abide by the rules. To have the discussion about freedom of speech, we're not here to suspend freedom of speech, but we're here to discuss how to use it. Now, if you want to start a dialogue or debate or critical discussion about religion, then let's do that on a platform out of respect and honor, instead of ridiculing or marginalizing an already marginalized minority within these societies.